Man, shout out to the frustrated, what's called it? Frustrated across the nation individuals. Sad. But, I got a sponsor here, Grammar League, man. Salute this Grammar League. Keep your grammar up. Let's see what we have here today, man. Between the, sports being shut down, lack of stimulus. I said, man, Bill, what I said to Bill, but you know, may take time to do so. And within that time frame, Republicans shatter norms by using government roles during political conventions to persuade Americans vote. As it has a picture of Melania. Listen, man, I don't want to put the world on individuals that just not strong enough to carry it. Like this U.S. Postal Service. 3 states sues Trump government because of lack of their mail being delivered. Like I said, Democratic states are under pressure because the mail master is with slaves. Police man escaped state hospital south local. Man, like I said, man, I'm looking at how you squeezing it together, just squeezing it together. Which is, if you can't slaughter them the way you want to, you have them as the face of just what they say, the man escaped. I don't, like I said, your first option is to sustain. But then again, why Navalny's team sees Kremlin's hands in attacks? Well, the Kremlin is part of Russia, and hands being part of the title. Like I said, you got a lot of subliminal shots, a lot of blah. The thing is, you gotta just see through the process. Now, the process was supposed to be processed a year and a half ago, probably earlier than that, from the diabolicalism. But somehow, some way, someone or something managed to slow down the diabolicalism. Shout out to St. Jude, the sponsor. It's like I said, if we didn't have the mask, if we didn't have social distance, and we was running around like the pandemic didn't exist, a lot more lives probably would have been lost. So salute to the individuals saving lives in the middle of a pandemic. Like I said, man, you got so much going on. You hacking my devices and cutting them off and on, making me have to look up whatever I'm looking up in the process. Because you're in the White House using your political power that you supposed to, like I said, you're supposed to be spying on individuals that's planning on, you know what I mean, doing something catastrophic. But instead, you're spying on individuals that somewhat overlap your campaign strategies. And like I said, I don't think it was a campaign strategy. I just think a lot of was in on it. A lot was in on it. And now that it didn't work, you got to regroup, try to ease the tension, because it's at an all-time high right now. I'm surprised, but see, that's another thing. The hurricane coming slowed that process down. U.S. executes only Native American on federal death row. You want to kill inmates now because, like I said, you can't open up your sports. You can't open up your. I mean, you want to open up some. You can't. Listen, between the suitcases, the injustice, the executive orders, the hiding the truth, the fact that unaccepting, we all in this same boat together. I'm starting to get seasick. Oh man. From what it's supposed to been came. But through the grace of the one that's in control, he has the ability to do whatever he wants. COVID-19 news. Live updates. It's still on the rise. NBA postpones August 26th. Listen, I said, man, it ain't about August 26th. It ain't about a date or a time. Because in all reality, who knows? Hurricane Laura will cause unsurvivable storm surge. Well, when it get here, we'll see. We'll see. There's 1 minute you say pandemic. I mean, you say COVID was just a cold. It's deeper than that. And like you saying, this storm is a category 5-4. Who knows? Especially in shaky waters like this, man. The shaky waters out here. 1, life's on the line. 2, it's drying up. 3, the catastrophicness on top of the catastrophicness, like I said, is at an all-time high. Melania Trump tapped, I'm liking the way you use the word tapped. Like I said, you spying on your political campaigns. You spying on who you want to spy on because you got nothing but time on your hands. Just it. Making derogatory remarks about Donald and Ivanka. Listen, them is your parents. You gotta respect their opportunity to persuade the world into a plan that I wouldn't try myself. Coronavirus updates. White House hints at new airline bailouts. Pelosi experts call. Listen, you already bailed them out, but the pandemic got them. Like I told you before, ain't nobody traveling like that. Your traveling status is probably at the most 3%. The most. Capacity. Worldwide. But you can go ahead and bail them out, though. Then again, I ain't gonna say I dare you, but I wish you would. Absolutely. The radicals divide criminal justice reform in America. there is no reform. It's just gonna get worse. Why? Because you have the freedom of speech. And with the freedom of speech, like I told you before, law doesn't really exist. It's biased. It's based upon political opinion. That's why when he said he wanted to free a bank robber, knowing that the banks is closed. Subliminal shots. You and the horse you ran into. Yeah, because that's all it is. You're using these individuals as horses. You jumping on their backs. Saddle scrapping them. Hoax. Traces. As I got another one from my sponsor, St. Jude. Salute to him, man, for saving lives, man. It's the only thing that really matters now. Is saving lives. The only thing that's really important. Because without the lives, you leave one individual in control. And with one individual in control, you be headed down a slavery slope. UNC Daily, Tar Heel covered front lines of college scandals. Between fake loans and the rest of this stuff that's going on out here, man, it's trouble. It's trouble. You can sign, but it ain't got no truth behind it anymore. Clues to why COVID-19 hits men harder than women. Women have a giant, well, I ain't gonna say a giant hole, but it's a hole inside the body that discharges unlikely fluids. Males, the only way you gonna discharge an unlikely fluid is if you got the drip or you got the, you know what I mean? The claps, you know what I mean? Facebook news to expand eternally to UK. Ah, man. Like I said, I'm on a global campaign. I'm trying to get the world back to somewhat normal. But there's an individual that doesn't want normal ever again. They want control. I said, well, what is there control? What is there to control in a pandemic? And I said the only thing that you could possibly do is speed up the likelihood of more catastrophicness. Breakthrough in illuminating dingoes after mosquitoes borne disease. Listen, if you can catch COVID, believe me, animals, bugs, and the rest of this stuff can catch it. It's a mini microorganism that attacks living beings. So, when we determine what a living being is, since we comparing all, and like I said before, you gotta do a lot more if you think it's just gonna come this easy as far as change. Not in this millennium. As electioneers, watch out for pink slime. Local news sites in San Antonio. Listen, you can make up pink slime, make up all types of slimes. The reality is, pandemic, coronavirus is attacking. And you say you got this plasma that's supposed to cure the world, but in all reality, I have yet to see it. It's still in its clinical trials, but you in so much of a rush due to the fact that, like I said, this is a president who didn't get rid of his own personal interests. And he's using his presidency to infuse his own personal interests. You work for the people. You ain't supposed to be doing nothing else. PolitiFacts, Quanon, hoax. I mean, it's a hoax everywhere. Has been linked to violence. I wouldn't link the hoax to violence. The violence has always been there. It's just happened to rear its head when, the president became Trump. You got to think about it. GOP TV ratings fall below Democrats despite Fox News. Big night. Like I said, you can sway politics. You can sway the media. You can even sway humans. But the reality is, what's the outcome? Oh, we gotta wait for that. And like I said, you waiting, I'm waiting. We in the same boat. When we gonna hit land? Build. But like I said, this is selfishness at its worst. Recap of New Mexico COVID-19 rise, 8/26/20 edition. News and notes. Tavon Young returns. It's likely another first round of COVID. Like I said, the NBA, NFL, sports, it was a selfish move, man. A selfish move because you know how much it costs to run one sports per night. And that's where your stimulus is at. Because you want to see something with a ball or whatever. You couldn't wait a year, huh? Nope, you couldn't. Because you denied the facts. And I think you actually wanted sports to suffer somehow. Because, like I said, majority of them athletes Tuesday coronavirus updates in Coral Springs. Hey man, look. Big golf news, Tiger Woods. You see? Nah man, listen. Sports ain't gonna do nothing in the pandemic, man. Park's still closed, baby. It's still closed. Due to the fact that you can catch a disease that can kill you. Misrepresentation of plasma data by FDA. Heeds erodes confidence in public opinion. Like I said, the same guy that wanted to shoot chloroquine in your eyeball now wants to give you something called plasma. Now, will it handle the disease at its worst? I don't know. I'm not using that stuff. Wait. Scholarship winners, honors, news, sports. Listen, you can honor these individuals, but in all reality, they're only going to report on your catastrophicness. That's it. Everyone has a job to do. And from the looks of things, nobody wants to do it. Which is, like I said, you play sports. That's your job. If you want to go beyond outside of your sports job, then do that beyond outside of your sports job. Don't do it in front of individuals that you work for. Take your personal stand. Don't turn this into a spectacle because it's a pandemic. It's bigger than a spectacle. What news? Today's State of City, Labor Day, traffic. Listen, nobody's putting in that work, man. It's over because of Rona, man. Everybody got to take a back seat, wait for the stimulus, unemployment checks, which is, like I said, he's giving them to some first, and some he's trying to wait them out and see if they'll go back into the pandemic, leaving them in a whirlwind of understanding as to what's taking place. And I wouldn't call it an actual civil war. It's a social war. Like I said, man, new UMB Academy goes all in on online education. Salute to that, man. It's like I said, you want to get them back in, and I'm telling you that you can't afford to get them back in there. I'm telling you. WGN, America's News Nations, get ready to make primetime history. Well, you going to make history, all right. History as far as I said, man, this president doesn't take care of what's supposed to be taken care of. He got it on the back burner, holding out, hoping that you would take a gamble and risk it all out of catastrophicness. Want to save shelter animals, fight for social justice. Listen, if you want to claim socially a justice, that's not how law works, ever. Law is based upon a vote of opinions and then sit into a legislation to be expedited by your politicians. But it's the complete opposite. Your politicians are making up these rules without your permission. Fire destroys mobile home. Local news at 8. Like I said, man, you want, like I said before, you want the fire now because you can't afford it. You can't. Listen, the president is running his presidency and taking care of his business. He's supposed to be running his presidency and controlling your businesses. So your business is out of control. His business is gaining more ground as we speak. Plane crash in El Paso. Country kills pilots. Like I said, people don't want to get on them planes, man. After the few people done died in them joints, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Post office delays mail order prescriptions deliveries. Like I said, you can't even supply that. You said you was going to cut the drug costs. The drug costs cut so bad that you can't even get the drugs to the people that need them the most. Doctor's office still closed. Bedford, one shot as group residents clash. No, I wouldn't even call it a clash. I call it a world of chaos. With no leader. I mean, not a legitimate one, because no one even wants to put me on the ballot or give me the the escalades or the accolades that comes with what I'm doing, actually. Today's news and open line, COVID-19, a hurricane. that schools closed. I told you, man, why fight the options that I'm giving you? I only want to help the world. Crystal adds barbecue slider. I mean, if it's in the sauce, it's like I said, any living being, plants, animals, living beings. So you're only as good as the things that you consume and reproduce. So will apartment residents complain about the noise. Village News, as it has a picture of Joe Biden with a mask on. Now, I hear all of the subliminal shots, but you gotta understand, people are home. You should be able to do whatever they want with your freedom of speech. And speech is noise. Cinder Mountain News. Columbia County Court News. More than likely on delays. Sumter Commission honors League of Women, not men. That's it, man. You done found yourself in a political gossip. You done found yourself in a place where you can't get anything done. You done found yourself in a situation where you trying to off things in a subliminal way. But we'll see if it's working. With that being said, peace. I gotta go.